Hello, everybody! Welcome once again to Zeitgeist, Gears of Revolution, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition campaign. I am, as usual, your Dungeon Master, Redbeard. With me, also, is Sam playing Jack.
Humorous joke masking my depression about the state of our country.
Sam playing Oskin, like, bar. And Catherine playing Livia Hatsfield.
Thanks, I hate it.
James playing Bruce McDruid.
Yar, I'm gonna ruin my own life.
And Philip playing Ken Don.
Welcome to America's favorite game show. How many shots of espresso is Philip on? Philip has worked 65 hours this week.
65.
Good.
Damn it, 14 was my number. 12.
65 is not actually
12 is my number.
Too bad.
What do we have?
I heard Catherine first, so Catherine's 12.
Sam's 14.
Sam is 14.
14? I'll hedge at 15 then.
I was actually going to say 16 no matter what, so...
Okay. The answer was 12.
Huh.
Because sometimes you are unfortunately
too busy.
to make
I fucking knew.
coffee.
I fucking knew you did not have time to make more. Do you know how I knew you didn't have enough time to make more?
How much?
He looks tired.
Because I messaged you this morning at
Mhm.
like 9:30 and you didn't get back to me till 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that you like are an immediate like someone who immediately responds, but it's usually not that long.
No, I've usually taken at least one fake bathroom break to just be on my phone. By then, I didn't have that luxury this week. I only pooped when I actually needed to poop.
Wow.
Speaking of bodily functions...
Speaking of poop,
Yeah, I'm having to learn how to use some equipment I didn't have before.
Previously on Zeitgeist, the party has overtaken the bodies of various Obscurati officer members.
Y'all wake up like this every day?
What do you mean?
Men.
yeah.
I've got a lot more adjusting than you do.
Yeah, you have more holes than you used to.
Oh, wake up.
And, like, no feathers, weird fleshy lip thingies.
Constantly licking his teeth.
Oh yeah, teeth.
Yeah.
Teeth.
A jaw.
Yeah. I don't know how many people here have been in or like were in braces at any point in time.
Yes.
Yeah, the days after you get those off.
Yeah.
So I've gone in and I made copies of your character sheets with the slight stat changes, which we briefly just talked about.
Yeah.
The new features that your Gestalt, if you're into Gestalt, you have access to. And,
How long does Gestalt last?
indefinitely, but then you'll have to make more checks.
Yeah.
5
it
oh
was-
5 minutes actually, sorry.
Oh, okay. That's not very long. But I'm assuming going into Gestalt mode does not like visually look like we're doing anything, because one of
Right.
the benefits of it is we are more easily able to
Exactly.
like
Unless
that person.
somebody's like really precisely paying attention to your acute mannerisms.
Mhm.
But for some of you, it's probably not hard to just always be in Gestalt because your will is just a lot stronger than your host.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And
Oh,
Livia has actually
my
made
hit points.
asked to bargain with Mina to ask if she could just permanently be in Gestalt
Times.
willingly.
My hit points are 36 lower? Christopher!
Oh fuck! What are we
My
at?
con score is so low! People
Um,
live like this?
Are we... Oh, there we go.
I don't see any difference between my character and McDruid. Were we
Not too
that
much.
similar?
He had higher strength and higher dex and higher con.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, higher
I can
dex.
get a calculator
Oh,
out to
hey,
figure
I
out
actually
how
have
many fewer hit
higher
points
hit
I should
points.
have.
Your stack's actually kind of cranked right now as Bruce McDruid.
Oh, I opened the wrong character sheet. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I opened my
still
own.
have
I'm like, I don't
24
see a difference.
AC
This is my character
because
sheet.
I have all my stuff.
No, there's a folder of obscurity officers you should be able to see.
I
Yeah,
have
with your
less
name
than
and
100 hit points? Like a peasant?
Yeah, you got the real shaft end of the deal
I have
with
less
your
hit
stats.
points, but I have higher con.
This is
You only have one
unacceptable.
positive ability score now, Phil.
Is it intelligence?
Yes.
Well, wait. If I'm attuned to my magic item, it's a 19.
Well, I guess you have to. Well, yes.
That
but
on
that's just your int.
My
That's what I'm saying. Is your int is your only score?
Me and Kin have the same base intelligence.
No, your intelligence didn't change. He doesn't have an intelligence score.
Oh right. Oh
Yeah,
right. We
just
keep
changes
our
our
mental
physical
stats.
stats.
Yeah.
no, I'm
Kin.
pretty cranked. Like my strength went up by 4 and my con went up by 2.
God.
Yeah,
And
I've
my
now got
dex
an
stayed the
18
exact same.
dex.
This man failed to eat his spinach growing up.
Yeah, it's gross.
This guy grew up on spinach.
He's Popeye Sailor Man.
Should I adjust my hit points though? Because it should be 12 higher than it says.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You guys can go ahead and fix that. Because I wasn't sure what sort of feats and stuff you might have or whatever.
I mean, I just like adjusted my con based on my con mod.
Yeah, this is. I need to adjust.
I didn't touch the hit points, so go ahead and change that. If you
Mine
need to.
didn't change.
Cool.
Oh, this is disgusting. This is unacceptable.
So yeah, on the topic of the headband, I guess the next thing is to figure out what gear or equipment you might be leaving behind.
I don't think I can wear. I don't think I can get away with wearing keyword.
Unlike
I'm
what?
not bringing my new ice armor
Why not?
because I could lose it.
The guy's a librarian, so like my spell book isn't that hard.
Yeah.
I don't think the Mistral Mantle is. I mean, it's a fur-lined cloak. I don't, and seeing as how we're traveling, we know the meeting is in still in Drocker, right? Like it's in the north. It's in a cold location.
No,
correct?
it's gonna be Chrysalier. You would
Oh,
know that
okay.
through Grappa Kel or that Lord
Mm-hmm.
Grappa Catal.
Okay. And it's currently on. So yeah.
What sort of equipment did Bruce have when we captured him? Like,
whatever you want it to be. Like,
I mean, if he's like shield and a weapon sort of deal, then I don't see any.
He's not. None of these people are really like by definition like an adventurer or fighter. Like,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Combat trained. Except for probably Sam's.
Yeah, Oskin would have like daggers
Knives.
and rogue stuff.
So many knives.
I'm definitely fine bringing the staff to the woodlands. I feel like that would be totally normal for him
You
to
wouldn't
have.
deny an old man his walking stick.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep my cloak as well.
Sure. Fancy cloak.
I want to keep the Sentinel shield, but I don't want to like give stuff away. Oh, hold on. We could also bring the Absurdist web with us and just kind of smuggle some stuff in with that. It'll make it a little inconvenient to pull it out like in the middle of combat, but if we know something's about to happen, we can always pull it out.
Yeah, I'm leaving my ice armor on the ship. I'm not bringing it in the Absurdist web because we can also lose that.
I'm gonna bring the Sentinel shield in the web.
And you guys aren't bringing You guys are having your bodies preserved and left on the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more
Yeah.
than 5 pounds.
Someone was casting
Fucking
gentle repose on all of us, I think.
Yep.
I'm able to cast Gentle Repose.
Also, Jack's got a scene with Mina I want to do at some point.
Okay.
Ooh,
Before you guys leave.
Love that.
Pre or post body swap?
Damn it, 10 pounds.
I was gonna say post because I thought we already did it.
Oh,
We did.
True. We're kind of
Yeah.
in time wibbly wobbly. That's why I was wondering.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put Sentinel Shield in. I hate unequipping the Sentinel Shield. Hold on, let me read the description.
When you unequip the Sentinel shield, you fucking die.
It's while holding the shield, you have advantage on initiative and perception checks. I have to hold it.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll put it in the
Okay.
bag or in the net.
And then to also clarify, Chris,
What to?
we are deciding what items to try and take with us or leave behind. We do not necessarily have the opportunity to swap them out. Correct? Unless we try to call in a favor.
Swap them out during the.
Like, oh, I can't take this with me on the mission. Turn it in. Get re-equipped with something else. Right? Because theoretically, almost a lot of this stuff comes from, like, the army.
Oh, like exchange a requisition item.
Yes.
I mean, you guys had like a month to prepare, so it seems reasonable if you wanted to change out.
Okay.
This rare item for another rare item, but
I will.
But at this point, I feel like I don't know if we want to take the time to
I mean, all I was gonna say is I would just simply like to change out my armor that was a Heward's handy haversack for a actual handy haversack. So I just have now a normal, boring bag without teeth, eyes, or tentacles,
Sure, yeah. Wow, how droll.
like
Fucking
a peasant.
weird.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
If for no other reason than to not have to reorganize all of like the near page and a half of inventory I have on this character.
I have an Everbright lantern in my inventory, and I don't remember where it came from.
I have 3 dwarf skulls.
Oh, is that his equipment?
I just copied your character and changed the name and picture.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Weird.
Philip's always had 3 dwarf skulls.
Well, not always. I picked them up inside the ice giant fortress.
I'm trying to figure out how to like put stuff in containers. That way I know what's with me and what's not. I'm unequipping the Sentinel Shield.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is just your equipment for now. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And we're not like going into combat immediately.
Sure,
off the
sure,
bat or
sure.
anything.
Immediately.
You know what I mean. It's
Yeah, I
not
do.
like you're gonna land and
Yeah.
well, unless you really want to just land and storm the place, but it doesn't seem advisable for your mission.
Will she though?
We'll learn a little bit, and then we'll kill him. I'm leaving the gold mine urn behind.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Also,
it falls out of my
based on
hand.
the man's stats, he needs a handy haversack. I have a strength of 8.
Jack, did you want to do that scene?
Yeah, we'll do that real soon. So yeah, after body swap, sometime when it's just the two of them. Hey, sorry, it's gonna sound weird. I'm getting used to the new voice box. But you can do this. Like I can tell
Who is talking to me and who are they talking to?
it's Jack, and I'm talking to Mina.
There are 2 of us in here.
Okay, well, I'm talking to Mina.
Okay.
Listen, I know this is fucked up and you don't like it, and it's been hard since Theodore left and all this shit. But you can do this. And You might want to bounce when this is over, and I get that. But I believe in you, kid. You can do this.
Okay.
So, Grappa has made arrangements for the train to take you down to Chrysalier to rendezvous on the further transportation to where the meeting is taking place. Go ahead and bump us forward on the calendar to 74. Oh wait. Sorry. 74 was when we went up, and then board the train on 75. 3 days to Vendrise, and then on autumn 79 you board the ship Nephion, along with a few priests of the clergy, and you sail 20 miles off the coast. All right. So you as players know what happens next, if you remember from weeks ago. But just to refresh our memories.
Yeah, and for the audience's memories, Chris, that's who really needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember everything all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a curse, actually.
Yeah.
Your ship passes close to the scrub-brush shore, weaving between looming stones that jut from the sea, some of them even higher than the vessel's sails. Hazy clouds and sea spray fade the island into a foggy gray. Somehow the crew navigates to a small pier. The ride inland from the dock is brief and surprising. You and the other passengers look out.
Chris, we're losing your audio.
Let me talk up a little bit. As you and your other passengers look out from your two carriages, the island looks wholly abandoned, and it's hardly an auspicious gathering place for a group as powerful as the Obscurati. You've barely had a chance to meet or speak with the other guests, some priests from the clergy, a Denaran, a dwarf from Drakkar, even a half-elf from Reeser, plus a few whose nationality you can't place. But you all know, well, Leon Catal / Grappa. Who arranged your travel. It's been a convoluted route, but these precautions are necessary. The drivers bring you down an overgrown dirt road along a weed-choked reflecting pool, and finally pull to a stop outside a down-run mansion. Cracked and empty windows leer down at you, and even the plants have taken over the estate are tattered and bug-chewed. You spot two figures at the front door, and though the entry beyond them is rotted, they are resplendent. A distinguished old tiefling, dressed like a head of state in a black silk suit and golden jewelry, is attended by a human in a loose coat. He whispers something to the tiefling and lifts off the ground an ornate glass lantern the size of a small pumpkin. My apologies, says the tiefling. One drawback of secrecy is that we have to carry our own luggage. As you exit the two carriages, your drivers hand you a heavy iron amulet on a cord, and once you've retrieved your luggage, they drive off. The human with the lamp talks as he reaches into his coat and pulls out a small vial of oil. Lady, gentlemen, may I introduce Han Gier, sovereign of Dinar, and one of the people you've been working for, whether you knew it or not. The tiefling gives a slight smile to you, and works his way down the line of visitors, greeting you each with a handshake or a bow or subtle blessed gesture, always appropriate to your culture, always comfortable with the practiced ease of a 17th generation politician. Leon, an honor to finally shake your hand. Monsieur Dexlano, Bishop Vigilio, Your Grace, Monsieur Don, Oskin, how's it going?
Yo, it's good. It's glad to be back,
Monsieur Grassard, Miss Hatfield, thank you for coming so far. Mr. McDruid, it's a pleasure to meet you all. He nods to his assistant. Bert, if you would. Bert has finished loading the lantern oil and now lights it with a quick strike of a match. A purple glow covers you, and your surroundings are spontaneously transformed. A cracked, dusty ground is now also smooth and swept clean. The facade of the mansion is somehow both decayed and coated with pristine white plaster. Your small gathering has been joined by dimly visible figures at the periphery of the light's radius, armed men. Then we are introduced to the Shadowlisk, which is the creature that exposes one of the men that was coming into the meeting. Was revealed to be disguised. So this is presumably your reason that you
needed the bodies. Yeah. What did the creature look like again, Chris?
Sorry, I was bringing up the man that you saw.
Oh, hey, we were just asking about where we knew him
from. You were also introduced here to the Ghost Council.
Yeah, that also rings a bell.
Vikimi Terrio, as well as the ghost of Mayor Reed McBannon.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he has a new picture now.
I was gonna say, they better get one.
Yeah, do it. I want to see. Because didn't he die from bashing his skull into the wall?
Yeah, he sure did.
Show the ghost. Show the ghost.
Not even that impressive. It's just literally like a blue.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Minimum effort.
No, I can't see it. Where is it?
Just scroll down on his page.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, was he wearing that necklace before?
Luke,
Yeah, he was.
you must go to the Dagobah system.
This is exactly his picture, except everything that was not black is now blue.
Amazing.
I know, right?
Sorry, there was another quick. Oh, the Shadowlisk.
Yeah. Which sounds like a portmanteau of Shadow and Basilisk?
Correct. I'll read the description of that happening again.
It's the ghost of a basilisk.
Yeah, because that thing sounds dope and I want one.
From outside the light radius, a massive snake slithers in, at first inky black. The moment it gets into the area of bright light, its scales turn brilliant, iridescent, in reds, greens, and purples. It grasps the ground with short, stubby forelimbs. Its eyes glow like pale yellow suns. In this light, those who have been disguised themselves with shape-shifting or illusions have their true forms revealed. Dexlano, originally a heavy-set pale priest, is now a second face, that of a muscular, dark-skinned man. As he realizes his disguise has been pierced, he reaches to tear off his amulet, but the serpent, a Shadowlisk, moves first. Its eyes flash with blinding light. The man's body starts to blacken and peel away, while his shadow is slightly burned into the manor wall behind him.
I want one.
And then they come by and take his shadow away after a few minutes.
Yeah. And there's no corporeal form of him left.
Right.
Right? Okay.
with a picture of the show. There is a picture.
I do have a vague memory of a cool art.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to share it to you.
Okay.
Just have to open the digital version of the
Sure.
book. Oh, it's actually part 1. There it is. I think I can paste it in chat. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah. Cool.
All right, and then from there, you guys got into the mansion. There was like some brief mingling, and then you were face to face with a man who introduced himself as Nicodemus.
Oh, that's why this guy has
2 entries, because one of them is Mr. Mapple, who I think we saw at the arena.
Yes.
Yep, that was the last time you saw him. He was Mr. Mapple was trying to protect Isabel, the Eladrin girl who was on the train.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was going to be escorting her to Elfiver.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the other 3 might
Elfiver.
remember and
Elfie.
recognize this person. I have never
get an elf to
seen
do a
her.
job for cheap.
Right.
Oh, God.
But this man that looks like Mr. Mapple is now introducing himself to you as Nicodemus.
nice to meet you.
Asking Ligurio.
It's a pleasure to finally meet all of you. Leon, it's a pleasure to see you again. I know I have a different face than before, since I visited you in the vineyard. Please, come. Have a seat.
I wish I could remember Mr. Mapple better.
Well, I won't turn down hospitality.
I can tell you that this is not the demeanor that he had before, at the very least.
Yeah,
Okay.
some sort of body swapping has
Oh.
definitely occurred.
I am imagine, Chris, based on Kin's description that I have and spells available to me, when we were told that we were getting here, and it's like, you have to carry your own luggage upon, because we had to put on the amulets to be correct and be in the lantern light to be correctly, like, planar adjusted to the actual mansion.
Right.
I think at that point, Kin summons a ghost to carry his bags and pull out his chair.
Totally, yeah.
Seems very in character for him.
And probably not even that unusual here. As you guys were walking through, you saw a bunch of ghosts just kind of lingering about, some of them mingling with the other members. So yeah, please have a seat. I apologize for not being as good at remembering names as Han, since he's I've never been as much one for politics and hobnobbing. As of now, you should feel free to discuss whatever you want about your roles in the Obscurat. Except, he says, looking towards Grappa, Leo. Except, keep that one thing secret, of course, he says with a wink. And,
You can't say something like that without piquing our interest, right?
Grappa nods. Unfortunately, some secrets into the individual cells must remain as such. I'm sure you understand. But we will be revealing much more in the next 2 days. I'm sure you'll be particularly intrigued. So,
Oh, that's something to look forward to.
McDruid, yes?
Yes. Yes. What?
You're handling the lighthouse mission.
Yes, I just brought some people under my own wing, as it were, not too long ago.
Ooh.
I hate
That's
it.
good. That's good. We need all the hands that we can get. He turns to Oskin, extending a hand.
Shake his hand.
What was your name again, sir?
You can call me Oskin. Name's Oskin Ligurio. I am a problem solver, you could say. You know,
Yes. I believe I've heard about your exploits.
the cause of righteousness always needs somebody who can get their hands a little dirty.
Indeed. Thank you for your service.
For a better world.
Continues down the line to Livia. Extends a hand.
Take it. Livia Hatsfield. I've been working undercover in Research.
Yes, good. So happy to have you here to join us. Turns to Ken Don. Sends a handshake.
Take the handshake, like very like lightless, like just not very, like, you know, there's like the charismatic assertive return of the handshake. This is less like a loose up and down, like with a half, like almost a like an expression of half-lidded, not uncaring, but definitely
He's got
not
weak
an
wrist.
air of wanting to seem impressed, and is eyeing the room, appraising the room and trying to figure out what this all is, because this is for most of us our first real peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, Grand Gassard, I know who you are outside of the exploits of our organization here. Zambria, in Gassard's body, steps forward.
oh right, I forgot we did that.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Now, I'd as you and your group are the last to arrive, you unfortunately have to put you each two to a room on the east wing. I'd like to give you rooms in the west wing, but Vikemi has advised me not to for security reasons. The Ghost Council likes to keep to themselves, so I'd advise staying away from the west wing.
It's fair. They kind of give me the heebie-jeebies a little, you know.
That's understandable.
I'm sure they serve a greater purpose.
We'll be working together over the next few days, so I'm sure you'll have a chance to acclimatize to them. We've divided up the attendance here into groups, and I think your group in particular will bring a good dynamic. So I'll be assigning you to work together along with another man, Erskine Hofkruger. I don't know if any of you are familiar.
Can't say it rings a bell.
Nope.
I'm sure you'll be able to find him. Older dwarven fellow. Probably in the library. So, yeah, as we go through the talks this weekend, he'll be joining you, and we'll it's really exciting stuff. I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. Finally show you what this has all been for.
I'm sure we won't be disappointed. Real quick, Chris, we know through Grappa and other stuff that this visit is meant to be 2 days?
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, we know how long we're expected to be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the rest of you will excuse me, I need to talk with Mr. Kurtal alone here for a few moments. Why don't you head back to the first floor lounge, see if you can find Erskine, and just enjoy yourselves this evening.
That's to be seen.
Hey, enjoying myself is my specialty.
Oh yeah, there's a map of the
Wrinkle nose and roll eyes at this degenerate I'm being partnered with.
So the building itself,
the palace.
Yeah.
We're hobnobbing with the ob.
Oh, here we go. This has the more detail. Oh, did I notice the lighting?
Yeah.
One sec.
Obnobbing.
So here's the overview of the full
Okay.
manor. There's a lighthouse on the southern edge, which is what that circle is. And then
The R?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems to be shining a purplish light over the area around where you guys are.
Okay.
And then, actually, I can probably just go ahead and get these, so you can see these on your navigation bar. So the other view kind of shows more of the grounds. You can see there's like a pathway that goes down to the shoreline, and a path to the beach, and then you guys came from the north or docks.
Okay. Right, because we're on an island.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And then, yeah, so you guys came in here on around K. It seems like most of the people are over in V, which is the trophy room. It's kind of fixed up like a classic, kind of smoking lounge kind of look. It looks like there are some trophies affixed to the walls, but someone's put sheets over them. But yeah, there's a group of obscurity officers kind of mingling about here. And you do see you can presume to be Erskine, kind of standing off to his own. Let me get his picture up.
Oh, that's fun art.
guys permission. Go ahead and add his token onto the Dramatis persona as well.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I don't like about the Dramatis persona is how long it takes to load to go to it in the first place.
Yeah, that might be because there's so many tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're shown rooms at the end of the upper hall. Let's just say it's like are these three here.
Okay.
Once we get to a room, Ilfarius changes his mind. He's carrying that shield.
Which one of us is doubled
thank
up
you.
with somebody that's not on the team?
Oh yeah,
That's a good point.
I mean, I'll do it.
because there's 5 of us, and I think there's 6 of us total.
Yeah, there's 6 of you, including.
It seems like Leon isn't going to get grouped with us, though. He's not an air quote like outsider. He's a task man, so he might not be bunked with the people who were brought in, right?
It was just a matter of who got here first, basically. So
Okay.
yeah, it's 6 of you, including Leon.
Yeah.
Grappa. And Graham. Slash Meredith.
Yeah.
Zambria. So yeah, it's up to you guys how you want to split up the rooms.
I don't know. Would you?
I picked that one.
Sure, that'll work.
The one with no longer mouths all over their fucking armor.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I'll.
So yeah. Due to the groupings up in the showings, we have to have some co-ed dorms, so we will at least give the woman the
Jack and
chaste
O'Ferry
clergyman.
again. All right.
Well, there's 3 women, so there's two women in men's bodies, but there's 3 women total.
Right.
Because Zambria.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one of these dorms is totally co-ed. Why don't you spend time with Zambria? Now that she's like got her own physical
Yeah,
body,
that'll work fine.
and I'll be with Leon.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, and the room right next to where you guys were saying is a dance hall.
Yeah.
But looks like there's not a lot of dancing going on. People are just kind of drug chairs and stools out into the dance floor.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be clear, Chris, we're not to go to either floor of the West Wing.
Right.
Okay. But the middle section and the East Wing are open to us.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, another question.
Mm-hmm.
So far, have we seen any signs of gold restricted areas?
Such as just like an area that has a gold band around it or something.
Yeah, which I think we've like established the gold can be hidden in the walls, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be obvious.
There's nothing that's been communicated as such, but
okay.
Oh,
we're on another plane right now. I need to double check the wording of something. Because I don't think we knew ahead of time that this was going to happen like this.
The co-ed dorm thing?
No, because technically speaking, we're Are we on technically, Chris, a different plane right now?
You are in the Bleak Gate.
Okay.
My concern is I'm hoping
Finding
we
his
had the
plane.
conversation before we got here that we are not breaking character when we're alone.
Mina's not present. The body is taking care of itself. So she's in character because she's not driving.
Because I'm on autopilot.
Me and Zambria ain't fucking talking about shit.
So by that, do you mean that you're Gestalt and letting her?
Yup.
Okay. Cool. I'll keep that in mind.
Mina's brain has broken. She cannot deal with this. She will fuck up the mission if she does.
I am going to try and stay in Gestalt the whole time as well, but not autopilot mode.
Okay.
I think.
What is your?
I think Aloysia is just like trying to shift gears as best as possible.
So you have to make your host make a wisdom saving throw 8 plus half level plus wisdom or charisma plus 4. So what is that check for you?
So you said 8 plus wisdom, so that's 13 plus half my level is 19 plus 4 is 23.
Okay. I'm just gonna write these all down actually. What is yours, Aloysia?
Sorry, what do you need again, Chris?
8 plus half level plus wisdom or charisma modifier.
8. 8 plus half level is 12. And then either my charisma modifier or my wisdom modifier, whichever is highest.
Yeah.
12.
8 plus half is 14.
You're right. Sorry. 14, Chris. I have a +0 wisdom and a -1 charisma.
Okay. So 8 half your level. So it should be
We're
18.
level 12, so 8 plus 6 is 14.
Plus 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the base +4.
Yeah. I don't know why it's a DC 8 blah 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 plus 4. And not just a DC 12.
I guarantee it's either something left over from 4th edition.
Something that got brought in when they converted it to Pathfinder before getting it to 5th edition.
Yeah, I was about to say, or
that is the spell
because,
DC template,
or it's to lean the favor in our. It's to lean it in our favor because if you're playing a low wisdom or low charisma character, then this is a very hard thing for you to do, and they don't want you to feel. They don't want people to inherently feel like a liability.
Yeah.
It right.
Too late.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nothing saying you can't role play being a liability.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So if that's McDruid's check, and he has that, so he would have to roll a natural 20.
I will stay in just all the time. Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Okay.
So it starts at 18, and then you add your wisdom modifier, right?
Right. But then they add their wisdom modifier as well.
Sure, yeah. But so mine is 18 plus 3, so it's a 21.
Right. But you guys have a
The
bargain.
same. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But it would be 20.
I'm just doing the math to
Yeah. And then it looks like Jack would be at 20.
We have a bargain, but I don't actually know this woman. She could stab me in the back and
Yeah, if you ever
Could
need
be
to
a
take
obliterate my
over.
mind and
Quadruple
send me into
agent.
non-existence.
Okay, so yeah, at this point you guys have a little bit of time to poke around or talk or
Both Ken and Aloysia want to go straight to the library.
Okay.
I feel like I've picked up that Ken is not a particularly social person, so
Makes sense.
I want to maintain that while also going where I think both of us want to go.
Jack had said that we all agreed to always be in character even when we're alone, you said?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the rooms are probably bugged. So
We need to have this is obviously like pre-planning stuff. We need to have a way to be able to communicate with each other. And I don't have like telepathy or anything like that. We have to be able to confer information to each other in some way.
Then the safest way would be would be handwritten messages.
yeah.
Okay. As long as we have a way to communicate. Like, I'm not going to go in with us
Yeah.
being 6 independent people that cannot help each other.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a zone of protection code word?
So here's the thing. One thing we can try is I have a spell that stops us from being bugged and silences all bugs on us.
Right.
So we can try that, and if they're like, hey, you're not allowed to do that, then we go, oh, well, we're sorry. We haven't been told rules. We're
Right.
part of a secret society. And, right, like, so the idea of trying to operate secretively or even suspiciously isn't totally
Out of character
character, because again, at least I think as we understand it, this is our first time peeking behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We haven't known what the big picture is up to this point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So being wary and
Isn't
careful.
necessarily
weird or suspicious.
Yeah.
What's suspicious is if we all start is us acting like we know each other when we've never met.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's what we got to be careful of.
Yeah, we could do. Maybe in the mornings we do a debrief with that thing up while I'm doing my Heroes Feast as like the one time where we're all together.
Yeah, I think that my last question, Chris, is: do we know how big the grounds are? Like the property? Is it just the island?
Yeah. If you need specifics for any reason, we can...
I guess like you've shown on the map, there's the beach. Like, how far away is the beach? How big is the beach? Like, theoretically, is it possible for us to, like, leave the main mansion in like 4 different directions, but then try to convene somewhere like is there a woods to try and meet in secret? How far can we go because of the lantern light, etc.?
The lantern light covers the whole island.
Cool.
The beach path leads to the flatter beach on the eastern shore, eventually circles around to the main docks about 2 miles away.
Okay. And then the last thing, Chris, if we are, as you said, inside the Bleak Gate, if for this setting that translates to on another plane, I cannot use teleportation circle to get us out of here.
Okay.
I believe I know plane shift at this level.
I don't think so.
It might be a 7th level spell.
It is a 7th level spell. I know, because I'm going to be picking it up because I get it for free. I mean, I pay 5d10 hit points. It's fine. I can go anywhere.
I think at the very least,
yeah. But honestly, handwritten messages in the library sounds great. Like leaving drop letters inside books.
Oh yeah, we could have a specific title that we put our stuff into or something.
Yeah.
Or like each of us has a title.
That would be fun.
So, before you guys left, you were given the Fey portal pad for your ship.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that it can do is briefly transition into the Bleak Gate.
Oh. Cool.
If you are able to send a message to someone on the ship to prime it with the proper ritual.
Yeah.
I believe sending just has like a 5% chance to fail.
We got a thing that says that doesn't exist.
We got a thing that
you were given communication rings by Delph.
The headless guy.
Oh,
right?
cool. The headless guy gave us the absurdist web.
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he did both. So theoretically, if we wanted to, like, we need to bounce.
Yeah.
I gotta do a sending to a designated crew member.
Yep.
They need to do a ritual, which presumably is at least 10 minutes. Because
5
rituals
minutes.
were how long?
It says 5.
Okay. 5 minutes, and then I have to do a 10-minute casting. And then we can try it.
15-minute lead time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 1 minute.
Okay,
It's
good.
1 minute.
6-minute lead time.
Yeah. Which is, in terms of combat scenarios, isn't great, but
Yes.
narratively, not the worst.
I'm looking through the Druid Grove spell and just seeing if there's like a practical use for it in this situation. I can't do it in the building. Buildings are actually excluded from Druid's Grove.
I mean, yeah.
It makes sense, but
What is a building?
Define a building.
I know, right?
Okay.
Like, what if I want?
What if it's a ruin and only 2 walls are standing?
What
Is
if it's
that
a
building?
treehouse?
So if it's a grown treehouse, I would argue it works. But if there's any cut wood, boards, nails, or manufactured material, it's a no-go.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess, Chris, if you're saying our characters have downtime to explore the space, I think the things on my list would be eventually get to that library, but getting luggage into room, and as Sam mentioned, maybe try some detect magic in the room, see if there's anything weird going on, any divination spells. If I decide to if I use the spell I'm thinking, the problem is the spell I would use to make our room anti-buggable isn't really a clergy divine-esque spell. So, like, how did you learn wizardry, Ken? That might be too out of character if that starts
but
causing.
not everybody knows the fine logistics of what is a wizard spell versus a cleric spell. Like,
Plus,
yeah,
someone else in our
layman,
party did it.
yeah, or that.
Like Grand Gassard or something. I don't know who.
So yeah, but at the very least, some like detect magic.
Sure. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, if that's how we want to go about some stuff.
Sure. Let's check.
Yeah.
East Wing. So it physically is identical to the West Wing, but the lights are on for one thing. And,
okay.
Looks like every room is occupied. There's people coming in and out.
Yeah.
You can see doors propped open, conversations
busy
happening
hotel dorm.
Yeah, more like a dorm room. That like a hotel nowadays is so dead. But like if you imagine like a hotel like in the 20s or something.
Yeah,
where
back when every room didn't have a TV and internet connection.
Yeah. Inside each room, there's a desk in a corner.
Wait a second, we're supposed to masturbate in the lobby?
Bathroom, closet, and a fireplace.
Each room has a fireplace?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they don't have central heating, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it used to be back in the old days.
I guess in my head, each room might have, like, a wood-burning, like, stove, but, like, I'm imagining, like, full-on mantle fireplace.
A palace.
Wild.
And then the lighting throughout the palace is oil burning lanterns affixed to the walls.
Yeah, I was about to say, the people we're possessing, I would imagine, especially McDruid, like this isn't our first time interacting with those, right? Because like a lot of even the small meetings usually happen inside the Bleak Gate, right?
Is first time seeing what? Sorry.
Is this our first time the people that we're possessing have like experienced the lanterns and stuff?
Oh,
I would imagine not, right? Because even little meetings get lantern treatment.
The first meeting, the one that I got killed at, was not using lanterns. They had experience with lanterns, but it was not a
yeah, the lanterns are fairly new. They are getting around more.
Okay.
But this very well could be the first time in experiencing this sort of thing for each of you.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was talking about just mundane, or well, the like a oil or whatever you call it, like a gas light affixed to the wall that's emitting the light.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They have the lighthouse. They don't need.
But you said you're detecting magic.
Yeah, using detect magic. Right? Are there?
You actually do notice while using the spell that what appears to be a mundane gas burning light on the wall actually does have some runes etched into it, similar to those that you've seen on a lantern.
Okay.
But right now, it seems to just be a light emitter.
Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe that implies that if they wanted to bring the mansion to different places, they could. Is I think what I'm thinking. That means. When you say like gas lantern, yeah, it's like there is some central like plumbing or you know electric, right? These don't have their own reservoir. It's connected to some system.
Right. It just goes into the wall.
Noted. That's interesting to note.
And then the library, there's not a lot to say about it. There are 10 rows of book stacks plus 8 long tables for researchers. You can make a check if you want, but at a glance it seems like a well-stocked library, but nothing like that you haven't seen before, especially that Ken Don hasn't seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do like a quick investigation.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an impressive collection. But, and there might be even some rare volumes that, I haven't seen this in years, or I've heard about this but never gotten to see it myself, or, you know.
Yeah,
but
it is impressive, but there's not like, oh my gosh, they have like, you know, the Necronomicon, a book made of human skin with an eyeball on the right. This isn't a dark macabre thing. This is this is decadently impressive.
Is there a book that's like The Stars and You, A Beginner's Guide to the External Plane or Extant Planes or whatever? That's where I'm putting my notes. Is that book?
Sure.
Yay.
Astrology for Dummies.
Yeah.
Volume 1. Page 1. We make it up as we go. Period. The rest of the pages are filler to make it seem more impressive.
Also, as you guys are exploring, you'll notice there are some large like red velvet curtains covering portions of the wall with guards stationed by them in the hallways.
Okay. Interesting.
That's weird. See, all that kind of shit just makes me, and also I presumably actually make Druid interested in looking at those things because he's into like novelties and stuff. Which is a problem.
I mean, if
you don't want to be attacked by guards,
if you're, seeing the guard will, look at you, but if you want to try to ask them, you could.
Yeah, sure. What's behind these curtains?
It's for demonstration tomorrow night.
Oh, any
Been told
chance
not
I
to
can?
let anyone see until then.
I mean, you can just let me have a quick sneak peek, right?
Sorry,
no harm.
No can do. Boss's orders.
And these are all very corporeal guards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe there's some nice refreshments down the hall, though, and
I'm not gonna lie. I imagine both Ken and Aloysia want some wine. Aloysia, who hasn't had wine or any real alcohol in 5+ years.
Is it because you don't have a liver or something?
Yes.
That's right. Okay, I was right. I remembered.
Yeah, good job. It got eaten out by a horde mimic.
Come on, like I won't tell your boss. You don't have to tell your boss. Just come on.
Are you questioning my loyalties?
Of course not.
This
No.
isn't a test, sir.
No, I just, can't blame me for trying.
All in due time.
God. They actually worry me a little bit, but nothing I can do about that. So, I want to go up to the trophy room.
All right.
You were saying that those were all covered in curtains too?
There's kind of like bed sheets tossed over. Like you can see the outline of kind of like a deer's, rack of antlers.
Hunting trophies, not like look at my
Sports
gymnast
trophies.
Right.
Okay, I care.
Timmy's participation trophy.
And this
for
is when we won all state.
I was about to say, knowing from a 17th generation politician, they're all debate trophies. It's all Model UN.
Well,
Check out all my pointless achievements.
I'm still going to look at the trophies. Like, it's weird that they would cover them up.
Okay.
Unless it's because someone has a distaste of killing animals. I mean, I kind of do, but...
Are you peek under one of the...
Yeah, I'll
sheets?
just peek under.
So normally, when you put a deer head on a wall, it's nicely preserved. When you look under this sheet, you see decay and rot.
I wonder if that has to do with the this plane specifically, or if they just preserved it bad.
I mean, isn't the Bleak Gate the gross undead plane?
It's kind of not a plane in the same way that the Dreaming is not really a plane. It's not like the stars.
Yeah, the vibe I've gotten is the Dreaming is very Feywild-esque, and the Bleak Gate is very Shadowfell-esque. It's a filter over whatever.
Oh, I thought this was an in-character conversation.
Oh no.
Okay.
I thought it was too until that.
Sorry.
I've never been in character, and I never will.
Yeah, is there some sort of check I can do to see if this is if it was poorly preserved, or if the nature of this plane did this and they didn't realize that it was a side effect?
Yeah, nature check sounds good.
I'm bad. I am unfortunately still dumb, so
Yeah, you kind of peek over and you just recoil away before you really even get a chance to look at it.
Well, surely that's not the case for all of these. I go look at another.
It's the same thing.
Ah, shoot.
Okay. I'm no, that's a bold-faced lie. This will not be the last question, Redbeard. We're currently wearing amulets, and we know if we yank those off, we get boofed out of here out of the Bleak Gate, right? Because you mentioned earlier the guy who got murdered by the basilisk trying to yank his off.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was just while you were like acclimatizing to the place or how that works exactly.
Yeah, I'm guessing it doesn't. I don't know.
I'll figure it out and get you an answer.
Yeah.
I do have a Bleak amulet on my character sheet back from like way back when. I'm assuming we still have those, right?
Yeah, but would you have brought it?
Oh, I definitely would have. If we're doing obscurity stuff, I'd bring a Bleak amulet. Yeah, I'm actually going to equip that right now because that's huge.
Yeah, I think it may have just been for like when you were
when we were working kind of with, or not, McBannon and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't answering that.
Okay.
I think it's just like
the
initial transfer.
Okay. Cool.
That you're fully here now.
Okay.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the last time we went to the Bleak Gate, we had to wear the amulets till we got to a location that was like more permanently like held there.
Yeah. Okay. I guess what I'm really just kind of trying to figure out is like, do our characters know how to like try and get out? Anyway, I'm gonna bring Mina a glass of wine.
Seems fair. So it sounds like a lot of you guys are in the trophy room.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other mingling going on in there. You see one ghost actually comes up to you guys as you're ordering your drinks. She glides up with a case of cigars floating next to her. She says, welcome, officers. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm Amia Latamir. I encourage you to enjoy one of these, as I unfortunately no longer able to.
I won't say no to an offer like that.
She's got horns like this.
Mina, you hear that name and like you like wake up for a second. Amiel Latamir was one of the people that like helped invent / bring riflery to Risser. It said that she you probably just would know this from your background.
Right.
It said that she was pivotal in defending Cauldron Hill using rifles about, I think, like 100 years ago.
Okay.
80 years ago. And you can see, like, on the butt of her rifle is, like, her brand logo of her name. Nicodemus wanted me to be fair and wait for the proper time to meet with people tomorrow, but I wanted to add a little bit of life to the party.
You know, life is, this offensive for living.
Indeed, and I encourage you to enjoy it as well you can. I look forward to talking with you more later. And she continues off to another group with her cigars.
I would like to ritual cast detect poison and disease before I consume this.
Okay.
Actually, I'll just regular cast it.
Okay.
For 10 minutes it's concentration. I can detect poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of me. And I identify which kind of poison and disease, poisonous creature in each case.
Okay. Yeah, everything seems clear.
Okay. Well, bottoms up, and I'll drink mine.
While you guys are...
Drink your cigar?
Yep.
You know what? I believe that's what Ilferi says.
Oh, I thought she was offering drinks.
We'll
No,
sip some champagne by candlelight.
Nobody. Okay, I thought Puff Puff Sip was good.
Well, it's also not poison.
Yep.
Great. No, Ilferi does have to pull on McDruid to like understand how to smoke a cigar, because otherwise he'll just like bite it with his teeth.
How do you do, fellow smokers?
Yeah, it's like, lips. Yeah, Ilferi had to learn. It took, how long did it take Ilferi to figure out how lips work?
That's why I'm in one of the reasons I am in Gestalt all of the time.
You overhear one of the other, there's like a small group, kind of swapping stories nearby. One, you overhear the name Dame Constance Baden.
There she is. People were asking earlier.
Who seems to be head of Obscurity's Blue Sky division.
Enjoy Sky Blue.
Is telling a humorous story about accidentally boarding a hostile ship when her test balloon crashed. She sighs and says that out of this group of people, she hopes somehow they'll manage to make flight possible again. She gestures to another in the group, asking them to share the worst setback they've had. And Borrow Bangristo, a Minotaur professor from Bear, starts to tell a story about how he attempted to enlist someone into his cell that didn't turn out very well, and experience many present groan at in sympathy. In Borrow's story, he wanted to turn a theater student into a spy in the Bruce's court and had been preparing the kid for months. One day, the student bragged that Baron officials wanted to recruit him to be a spy in Reeser, and he'd been practicing by snooping around the university. The kid actually found the secret meeting place where some of Borrow's other students were, but he thought it was just a smuggling ring. To salvage the situation, Borrow offered to go with the kid to investigate and had his other students plead their case in person. The kid instead tried to run and ended up getting himself crushed by a statue that he knocked over. Borrow laughs and explains the series of cascading, ever-worsening problems. A watchman investigates, a hyper-intelligent bear breaks loose, mind control spell backfires, etc., etc., culminating in he and his cell having to provoke a riot on campus in order to cover everything up. At first, some of the other officers listening look a little unsettled at the talk of the death, but a few laugh. And Borrow clearly enjoys the story, which encourages more of them to chuckle and cheer with their fellow conspirator, when their fellow conspirator pulls off a clutch victory.
Honestly, that sounds like a lot of stuff we've done. Maybe we're not so different.
You also do hear, like, some little tidbit whispers here and there of like, those constables, after they exposed everything, I had to clear out of Reeser, and it's not safe to be there anymore.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Glad I haven't crossed paths with them yet.
Yeah, I stay on the high seas constantly. I don't need to go in any major port like that.
Surprised you haven't yet, considering your proximity to the Duchess.
I've seen them, but they're kind of full of themselves and assholes. They wouldn't deign to talk to me.
Yeah, I can't stand people like that.
I guess we're a little off schedule here, but you guys want to take a break?
Sure.
Sure.
We'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So do I.
We're back.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
What's oh no?
We're back.
We're back.
Oh.
Yeah.
A dinosaur
no.
story.
Got to get back.
Back
to the past.
All right, yeah. So, you guys are mingling about in the trophy room. You do see the dwarf man, Erskine Halfkruger. He seems to be just kind of standing in a corner. He's got a glass of whiskey. He's sipping from.
I'm
Just kind of observing the room. Yeah.
Ooh, I should drink so much alcohol. I'm gonna ruin this guy's liver.
What makes you think he already hasn't, and that thing's not like fortified? With
Hey, Redbeard, how
age?
healthy does my liver feel?
Pretty damn healthy. You actually like Elferi would be drunk by now by the amount that you've consumed, and you don't feel a thing right now.
More. He's like grabbing for a glass as he's drinking a glass.
This lowers the DC McDruid needs to pass to try and get the thing, but unfortunately, it also, because he is also now getting drunk, he rolls at disadvantage.
Yeah, I am keeping him in Gestalt the whole time, so he gets to experience being drunk.
Wait, maybe he'll roll a natural 20. No.
Oh, hold on. Let me give Wheeler woe really quick. I forgot to check that for the day.
Let me check my wee woo.
Pull out the
Wee woo, wee woo.
Pull out the Waluigi board.
My wee woo is on Wii day.
Good to know. Does anyone want to introduce themselves to the dwarf?
Lydia
Yes.
will.
You
Hey!
Do I have a
Olivia.
picture of the dwarf again?
Why do you want to talk to me?
Because I'm new and I haven't met anybody yet, and you seem nice.
We've also been informed we'll be working together.
Sure, but like, friendship's a nice thing.
Yes, I was told to expect a group to attend the meetings with.
She's not wrong. Friendship is nice, you know.
It's a waste of time if you ask me.
Well, I guess that's an opinion.
So any idea what we're supposed to be working together on? Or is that as cloaked in mystery as all of these panels? I point to like two of the guards.
I have more of an idea than others, I think, but we'll all know soon. He takes a sip of his whiskey.
That's what the guard said too. Come on.
Out of
What's your skill set, friend?
Environmental biologist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting. Any specific specialization?
Not in the least interesting, I would say. Quite boring.
Then why do you do it?
Needs to be done.
What did he say? I'm sorry, I missed it.
His job is boring and he hates it.
Environmental biology.
based on his accent or anything, Chris, does this man does it or his name, does that give a hint as to his nationality or
Dracker accent?
But nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I get actually kind of Chris. I assume back when I did the detect magic, I didn't get anything from the curtains.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
The curtains?
Or anything beyond it.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Definitely magic. Definitely.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess something conjuration based.
That seems reasonable.
Okay. Conjuration being the planar shenanigans.
Good name.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. After a few minutes, about half an hour, a group of ghost counselors comes in and asks for all in attendance to return to the grand foyer and enter the main hall for the welcoming, for the opening ceremonies.
Gotcha.
So that's down this hall in the room M.
Okay. So we were upstairs in CC, so we, I guess, walk through the halls, go down the stairs, and end up in M.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Where a murder will definitely not occur.
M is not for murder.
Large round tables have a designated seating for each of the 5 groups of guests, plus a table in the front. Grappa has been assigned to a different group across the room.
Okay. Is that a stage and curtain, Chris? Also in M?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check the
And then
description.
last question.
Over 100
Have we
feet across, the hall can seat 100 people at tables for dinner or special occasions.
Okay.
The stage rises at south end, and chemical spotlights can illuminate speakers or performers. Heavy red curtain separates the main hall from the backstage, where mechanisms control the lights. The
Okay.
double doorway leads south to the lighthouse.
Gotcha. And then we haven't seen any indication that there's a basement, correct?
Not any indication of one.
Okay.
So, you all take your seats. Which would be the 5 of you plus Erskine.
Yep.
Find a table with our little name placards on them.
Yeah, exactly. Lights dim and the crowd murmur fades out. 2 incandescent calcium oxide spotlights shine down.
Oh, fucking hell.
What?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Apparently we're good.
Sorry.
You don't like calcium oxide spotlights?
No, I do not.
They killed her dad.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's fine.
Okay.
Ignore me. I had a long week and I had a moment where I was loud and I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I'm more curious than anything.
She just pulled something out of a notebook, bro.
Shine
Yeah.
down on a stage podium, slicing out a single bright oval in the dark hall. Nicodemus steps into the light and places an unlit lantern the size of a pumpkin on the podium. I don't know why they always specify it's the size of a pumpkin. They just really want you to know that these lanterns are the size of a pumpkin.
Look, we're gonna get to the Halloween episode, and it's all gonna come
Chris,
together.
If these lanterns were a gourd,
Yeah.
Which gourd would they be?
A
And
zucchini.
remember that in Europe, they're all pumpkins.
really?
They're all
Oh.
called pumpkins.
All of like the squash, like the butternut and the
Yeah.
acorn and all that, they're all pumpkins.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't translate well. Or various sized lanterns of whatever size you want
Yes.
them to
That's
be.
true. Yeah.
He surveys the crowd for a moment and begins his oration. We have gathered for this convocation because we share a purpose. As he speaks, he draws a cigarette from a case and lights it with a match. He takes a casual drag and continues, speaking through the smoke. That purpose is to fix the unsteady course of a flawed world. Some of us have worked to kindle industry, thinking progress and invention will defend nations from war and suffering. Others have integrated themselves with the callous and the corrupt, ready to unmask their true faces and replace them with more honest and just leaders. You've unearthed ancient relics that revealed the forgotten origins of today's woes, and have, with regrettable necessity, silenced those who have revealed or thwarted our grand design. Few of you have been trusted with the full extent of our agenda. You know simply that I and our other officers asked you to cloak yourselves, and to strive and correct some flaw of society that common people and their complacently powerful masters have chosen as the way things are. Unlike them, we have not been content with an imperfect world, because we rebel against the conceit that the inertia of the world cannot change, that its course is set, that there is fate or destiny. But the truth is, at their basest physical level, life, our planet, and everything we know is swayed by forces beyond us. If I may move from broad strokes to scientific particulars, our world is connected by ancient magics to 8 planes, elemental realms of fire and earth and air and water, the inscrutable lands where time and space, life and death are corporeal and manifest. Look skyward and you can see the distant disks tracing their orbits through the night. These 8 are but a handful of the infinite starscape of planes, and some of our agents have peered into the night sky to learn their nature. One airy world they spied through the powerful lens reveals itself to generate calmer and more predictable storms than we have here. Another planet, dappled purple and yellow orb, is possessed of warm clouds and strong, cheerful emotion, while countless miles away, a hazy nebula is racked by eternal lightning, destructive but swift and powerful. Now, we have a world of our own full of elemental air energy, but its skies are thin. The winds are erratic. Imagine if instead of that plane, our world was infused with the energy from one of those others. It would change our climate. It would change, on a subtle level, the emotions you feel looking at the sky. More than that, it would change the very fate of civilization. There is an ancient ritual seal, crafted and hidden by our distant ancestors, who chose which of these realms ours would be linked to. But we have learned how to open that seal. We are ready to change which planes dance in orbit with us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the true purpose of our convocation. My name is Nicodemus, and though it was I who set this endeavor in motion, it is the right of you, the agents and officers of the Obscurati, to set a new course for the people of this world. For centuries, prophets have sought visions in the night sky, and why? Because those 8 worlds have power over us. The motion of the stars allows different ideals to gain ascendance. War, decay, chaos, exploration, order, creation. But no longer shall the procession of heaven obey the whims of an ancient, absent clockmaker. Now the hand that moves the stars shall be ours. The rest of the audience applauds. Nicodemus steps aside as Hangier ascends to the podium. And then there is a handout I have for you.
Ooh.
A handout, you say?
Uh-huh.
Wild.
I don't believe in those.
Oh, okay.
Bucks.
Well, no handout for you then.
I believe in handouts.
Sorry.
Can I get
has
mine
to
in
be
triplicate,
done.
please? I need
Open
to.
it 3
I need to
times.
submit. I need to submit to my.
Can I insight that whole speech? Like, is he really doing this for the people, or is he being selfish about this?
Okay.
It can be both.
I mean,
But yeah, honestly,
I got a 19.
Seems sincere. Like, he seems emotional, like, at the very least, he seems to believe everything he said. Oh. Handout. Maybe it's in a different section.
Well, that's problematic because I actually really like everything he said.
Oh no, he has a point.
Oh, okay.
Here we go, killing El Ferry again.
No.
So this kind of gives an overview of the planes that we have and the proposals of what you'll be hearing over the next few days. Hangier kind of takes a few moments to explain to you.
I don't have a handout.
Yeah, we don't have a handout.
I'm working on it.
oh okay.
Hangier explains to you that you'll be hearing from different groups that have experimented and devised samples of different world
Like
configurations.
models of different configurations.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Oh my god. Gimme, 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 gimme. Also, my home orrery is about to be fucked. Are you telling me my my 12-year doctorate project, Chris, is about to go out the window?
I mean, among other things.
God damn it!
That's... There. So, as mentioned, our world is linked to 8 planes. This connection is set by a ritual performed several thousand years ago. Buried 8 stone pillars underground on Axis Island. Those pillars were then sealed beneath a plate of gold, 100 feet in diameter and nearly 3 feet thick. To access the ritual pillars, we designed a mechanical colossus that has been making the news lately. It was activated earlier than we wanted to. Nevertheless, we are bringing it to a location where we can free it from the dreaming. As soon as we have it on the right world under our control, proceed with altering the access seal. Changes will affect the whole world, but to help with the transition between the two worlds, we are constructing lighthouses, towers, and similar tall monuments, all equipped with magical lanterns. By triggering these simultaneously, we'll create a field of stability. In the event that something goes wrong, we'll be able to abort the ritual at any moment prior to its completion.
That's convenient.
So it lays out the 8 planes you're currently connected to, the traits that they have, and what they contribute to the world that as we know it. Such as she's the plane of fire, the trait is cunning. The fire from this plane is less destructive than typical elemental world, and its flames can be used intelligently like a tool. Our scholars suspect most worlds never achieved the Industrial Revolution. Ours has, because they lack this trait. Changing this plane might stymie technological process. Whereas Avalona, the plane of air, appears to have been damaged since it was originally tied to our world, so now its trait is calm. Changing this plane might lead to stronger storms and could make the world in general more energetic and changing.
Interesting.
It is risky to directly alter behavior or personality. Free will is an all-or-nothing option, and we can't force people to be good without them turning into automatons. We can, however, nudge people, and there are some examples below. The leadership of our group has 5 proposals we'd like you to consider. We encourage you to come up with revisions or even new proposals. We suspect different factions will emerge, and whatever design we agree on will no doubt demand some compromise and disappointment. The initial factions are the Arboretum, order nature so that it can spread and be controlled like industry. Colossus, grant ourselves semi-divine powers to fix problems as they arise. Miller's Pyre, enact subtle changes focused on making people more empathetic and less susceptible to hypocrisy, so they can more easily pursue goodness and justice. The Panarchists, grant individuals enough power to make governments unnecessary. Or the Watchmakers, eliminate free will and design a 1,000-year dynasty of progress for the world. Tonight you will meet the representative of each faction, and then we will hold a preliminary vote to see which proposal holds the most support. This evening and tomorrow morning will be opportunities to make coalitions and alterations. Starting tomorrow afternoon, we will grant everyone who desires a chance to speak. By the end of the evening, we hope to hold a second vote. For a proposal to win, it must have the support of at least 75% of the officers in attendance, including the leadership there, and 49 officers present. An additional 27 votes are given to the Ghost Council, which has a tradition of voting as one. Thus, of the 76 voters, a proposal must get the support of 57 others.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah. So, just to break.
Aloysius having conniptions.
This is a big turning point of the entire campaign.
Yeah.
You guys now know what the Obscurati is actually trying to do.
I mean, Miller's Pyre seems pretty based, guys.
You're at a point where you can perhaps influence that decision.
This is people putting a bounty out on cobras, and then people start breeding cobras. And then when they find out that people are breeding cobras, they take away the cobra bounty. Do you know what the people who bred cobras do?
Release the cobras.
Yes!
Wait, which one of the planes has a trait of cobra?
I don't know, but that's definitely on my short list.
Oh, that just reminded me of the tulips craze in Denmark.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, if it's it's not necessarily apocryphal because of But it's the idea of basically when European imperialism moves into a place and they don't like something, they try and change it, and it never works. For local Georgia, kudzu really worked out so well as an anti-erosion plan.
Yeah.
I mean, it did.
Yeah, it definitely did that.
It did
and
that.
Only that. Only that.
We have so much bullshit growth on the tiny island in the river here that they're putting goats there for the whole summer.
Let's ask Australia how they feel about foreign fauna and flora.
New Zealand. They're apparently trying to get rid of all the rats.
Yeah.
In New Zealand.
That was the other thing. We're tired of all these rats. Let's put a bounty out on rats. People start. How do you turn in bounties? Well, we'll just count rat tails. So people bred rats, cut off the tails, and then chuck the rats out the window.
Yeah. So the next stage of this is to meet with each of the factions individually. We don't need to get into that tonight since we're going to be wrapping up a bit early. But, you know, if you have any questions or exclamations or anything, we have a few minutes here to...
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do we murder everyone here right now? How does one call in a Resorian drone strike? Jesus Christ.
An extraplanar zone strike.
Yeah.
Well, that would require us to possibly get rid of Nem and replace with something else so we can do extraplanar strikes. So I now understand why you said 8 charges was like gonna work. Turns out there is always gonna be 8.
I mean, does it say we have to in the thing? Does it say 8 have to get picked?
Well, there's 8 pillars that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ritual is designed around there being 8.
Okay. So presumably you have to have 8. Okay.
One thing that is on this I want to bring up because it was actually relevant to the conversation earlier and has been going on for a long time. Av, the plane of life. This glassy, hollow world is our moon and has traits of reflection and dream. It allows our world to have 2 parallel planes of Fey and darkness, known as the Dreaming and the Bleak Gate. Changing this world would remove those parallel planes and might have consequences involving dreams and undead.
The moon also has a cup king.
So that is why the Dreaming and the Bleak Gate are special.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nothing here is telling me how demons happen.
Well,
Christopher?
They might have happened before that big 8-pillar ritual thing happened.
So I guess my question, then they must be stranded here from before the.
When did this happen?
This was he's saying an ancient old ass. This isn't part of known history.
Do you remember when you went to the Temple of Apet?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you found there?
Yeah, the old map.
Oh yeah.
And there was in the back a large gold disc covering up a plane or a portal.
Yeah, I remember the big discs because we also did the Marisha one as well.
So those were seals to lock away other planes.
Oh.
So the ancient orcs that you saw in the visions back then, I think Mina was the one who was having those at the time. That's from the time period where this was all happening, that the Axis rituals.
Got it.
happened. So thousands of years ago, somewhere in that realm.
Thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Long enough ago that language is different and there's no record of this happening.
Yeah.
I
mean, I have a guess as to what happened.
Just since we've already gone through 3 of the 8, we might as well read the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm
out
good
loud.
to finish out tonight with that.
Mavisha, the plane of water, its trait is mystery, and it is responsible for the many islands that dot the world with various secrets. We think this trait can be easily abandoned.
No.
Urim, the plane of earth. This golden world has fractured into many pieces, but its trait, barrier, causes gold in our world to block teleportation.
Yeah, we can get rid of that.
That was actually my first thought too.
We can cut that. We don't need it.
Apet, the plane of space. The distant plane is responsible for keeping our world and its bonded planes far from the rest of the multiverse, less likely to attract extraplanar attention.
We can gut that. We don't need that.
Rekla, plane of time. Most scholars don't even realize that the incomplete silvery ring that surrounds Apet is another plane altogether. Its traits of limited fate allow for prophecy, but enforce that after a given time, the world must change. We suggest caution in tampering with this plane, but our experiments show such efforts are possible. And Nem, the plane of death, its trait is annihilation, and it destroys any who try to travel to our solar system of planes, to the outer multiverse, and vice versa.
We got to get rid of it. I love Nim. It's my favorite. It's beautiful in its design. Gotta get rid of it. It's holding us back.
So that's why things are so weird in this world.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But now I get so wait. Was this the old orc druid solution to like the multiverse war problem?
Probably.
Maybe.
Because like otherwise it's like, why do this in the first place?
To set up the world in a way that sets you up for power. It's the fucking Mistborn shit.
Yeah, but then the question kind of becomes, well, why aren't they in power now? And I think the answer is, when you do this, the whole world just gets absolutely fucked. Civilization was set to -20, and ours is what crawled out of it.
It's possible.
Is what it sounds like. Because if the idea of making your own world in a glass jar and your plan is to have control over that world, you plan to be there to keep controlling it.
Oh, I do see the bad ending of this campaign already. If we go with Watchmakers, campaign over. No free will.
Yeah, Watchmakers I'm definitely voting against.
That is my #1 pick.
So the idea is that the idea, Chris, with the voting is these 5 people have come forth with their Fallout Vault proposal for how to make the world better with their thing. And the idea is theoretically they're going to come forth and say, here are the 8 worlds that make this plan viable. These are the models we've made, and we're going to tell you why you should vote for us.
Exactly.
Sounds.
We can't get rid of Mavisha. I'm pretty sure that's why the Axis Islands exist.
Cool. Let's get rid of it. Let us wipe this place and start anew. Watchmakers, listen.
Who's on the short list for Colossus?
Right person to make the decisions.
Who's on the short list for the Colossi program?
And when the Colossus says grant ourselves semi-divine powers, that's a very inclusive ourselves.
Yeah.
Is this like the Sinestro? Once everyone's super, no one will be.
Oh no.
It's,
No, it is.
Opposite.
it's the people
This
in
select
this room
group
will
of
Oh,
have
I thought you said
superpowers
inclusive.
and rule over the insects
Oh, okay.
benevolently.
Okay, gotcha, Doctor Doom.
No, Panarchist is the one you're thinking of. Give
Yeah.
everyone superpowers.
Yeah,
this
that's more
syndrome
like
you're thinking of.
that's more like the
Okay.
Panarchists.
What?
Yeah, you're right. The Panarchists are let's make everybody super
The
powerful.
Panarchists and the Colossus are antithetical to one another.
Yeah, they kind of have the idea of giving humanity superior powers, but have different opinions on who should have them.
Ultimately, I think they both lead to libertarian hellscape. So
Yeah, yeah.
one of them
like
just gets to the end result faster.
I like the arboretum. I like the tree one.
At that point, so my problem
at that
with
point,
that
nature's not
phrasing
nature
is
anymore.
that's no longer nature. That's it's no longer nature as as y'all define it. But I'm not like, okay, but what's that actually doing for us?
I would say it's the one that I want to hear out first.
Yeah. Because that just sounds like turning the world into an agro
like,
world.
I don't like any of these proposals.
Miller's Pyre seems benevolent.
Miller's Pyre is, in the briefing, Miller's Pyre is the most...
I need to find out what's the catch. But
The catch is in the cardinal rule. It's all, like, free will is all or nothing. Like,
well, Miller's Pyre is proposing the idea that if we can pick worlds that allow people to understand each other better, then you remove the causes. Then you can remove many causes of conflict.
But I'm sure there's some horrid thing that we're not seeing at the moment.
Sure, and the idea of the Arbitorium is many wars are fought over resources. If the idea that we can control the distribution and production of resources at the most base level, then the many conflicts for of space and resources are fought over disappear, right? Like, so arguably, because Miller's Pyre is at its face, the most benevolent. If I had to guess, it is the most optimistic one. The problem is that it might be the most high risk setup.
Yeah,
it's for whatever reason, it's the most likely one to make like the world fall, like literally explode.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess we're gonna have some debates next time, huh?
Or this is the technical outcome, but like the visual of it is terrifying because it makes us all one giant Gestalt hive mind. Right.
Well, also Miller's Pyre, I'm willing to bet that gets rid of something like Nem or Apet.
I'm okay with this.
Which means we'd be much more susceptible to invasions. Like not just the fact that we are more susceptible because now they're able to. We are also like more. I feel like it makes us more gullible in a way, or not gullible, but like more susceptible to be like people trying to take us over.
Yeah, the idea is it makes us an easy target from external threats, and
now we're less likely to defend
we become
ourselves.
A prey world for other things.
Right, like the fucking space donuts.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, which isn't out there as the benevolent, fun D&D multiverse. It might just be horrors beyond comprehension.
Yeah, which I guess in a way, we have
seen them.
Yeah, there was the alien that was trying to open up the gate to that. You're right. Like we were talking about that NPC before Chris got here.
Yeah, we were talking about him, and that was also where the donuts were coming from. And I think there was some other also scary extraplanar thing we were fighting.
Yeah.
There was the giant worm thing.
Yeah. Do you want a lithid grand design? Because this is how you get a lithid grand design.
I feel like the next few books have to be gigantic to account for all of the possibilities that this could end up
Or none of these mean anything.
Right.
Yeah.
The BioWare
the
style.
I was about to say the illusion of the illusion of choice. Hopefully it's more better designed than what color explosion would you like?
Yeah.
Blue, please.
Yeah, color coded for your convenience.
Fucking red.
God, if I had to pick, I think
Arboretum.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's like that's just.
Is there a possibility that we could make our own faction with blackjack
Yes.
and hookers?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Okay.
These are the major factions. There are some the minor ones that we'll get to later as well.
Is there one with blackjack and hookers? I would get behind that.
Look, I'm pretty sure blackjack and hookers is the pan-anarchists.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, let's face it. That's the Bender.
Yeah.
One. I really like. How does it pronounce, Chris? Arbitorium.
Arboretum.
Arboretum.
Arboretum. That's a real word. That's a real
Okay.
word.
It's a real word, Philip.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the place where all the trees are. You
Oh.
it's
Lita, stop.
I don't know. We went to them on field trips when I was a kid.
I've never been to an arboretum in my life.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
It's
I
just
know
like,
the word though because I watch Gilmore Girls.
It's like where they're
Of
like
course you do.
kind of. It's like a tree preserve.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
outdoor museum.
Arboretum is, I think, the most.
It's a tree zoo.
It's the
Yeah.
most banal one, and the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I think it's also the hardest, not the hardest one. I think it's the one where you think you did it right, and then you learned you didn't.
Yeah.
I want to see
Right.
if there's a way we could fix
Because it's.
Avalona instead of replacing it.
Oh wait, Avalona. Wait, well, right now it's making it
Planes
gentler, less
It also
fixing
means
it-
we can't fly.
Right.
I'm okay
No one
with that.
needs to
no one
fly.
needs to fly.
Why?
I burn people.
Well, that's why they're proposing
Yeah.
get a different
No.
airplane that.
Oh,
Not-
Teeth
Just
Why do you
goes
need
everywhere.
No. Why do we need airplanes when we have a
Not-
very good, well-established teleportation infrastructure? Flight is just showing off.
There's always going to be an airplane.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
Oh,
just
so there's
saying.
going to be all of
He meant the vehicle.
these.
Yeah, not
elements.
necessary. We can teleport.
I wasn't
So all of
talking about
these-
the vehicle. I
Yeah.
meant a plane,
plane
of
of
air.
Oh,
So all
sure.
of these plane of death, plane of time, those are all going to exist. It's just which
Right.
one.
It's the traits that come with them that shape.
Yeah.
them.
Okay, so like Mavisha could be plane of water, or sorry, plane of water could be like a plane of ice as the plane of water.
If
sort of
it's like,
thing.
yeah, it would be like a plane of water with the trait of
Yeah.
Order.
harshness or
Yeah, mystery, harshness,
something that would
benevolence, empathy.
something
Each
that
one
would
has a
incite-
hashtag.
Yeah.
There's It sounds like there's the
Yeah,
8.
I would like the
elemental
DM
types.
to.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So, for it to be a plane of ice, it would be a plane of water with the trait of thing that incites ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what would cause a plane to
It would be something about
like survival or
yeah.
Yeah.
some sort of
Isolation.
abstract idea that
Yeah.
lends itself to be
Yeah.
an icy.
Yeah.
of water.
There are theoretically, it sounds like there are worlds, aka places that are influenced by other spheres. And then there are these spheres that come in 8 flavors, and each one has a hashtag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Do we? Will we be possibly getting a list of like a bunch of water planes and a bunch of airplanes and stuff like that?
Presumably each model will come with one.
Yeah, so these are presented in kind of an abstract way for right now. It's a little bit hand wavy. At this point, we're kind of, it wants you to focus on these 5 factions, kind of. But
Yeah. So we were building me a staff, Redbeard. It seems like this staff might have to be tied to these 8, whatever 8 we end up picking.
Yeah. Well, you
maybe
depends.
Yeah. Are we all suddenly like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. Let's help them do this.
What if we just blow up all of the pillars? Like, just let our plane be open to whatever.
Presumably, then everything starts to be influencing us, because part of what this is
it's holding everything else out.
Yeah, it's
yes, which is probably why the Skyseer visions aren't working good anymore. Because we're only influenced by 8 instead of all of them. So we can't we don't have the full picture anymore.
That just sounds loud.
Oh, I forgot to.
But also, do you need to hear the things that can't affect you?
Well, yes.
Why listen to all the other fire realms when the fire realms can't do anything here?
Sky-seeing visions have been less accurate. This has got to be the reason why.
Well, so there's the plane of time, which has the limited fate trait, which is it suggests here is where the possibility of prophecy comes from through Sky-seering. There could be something is obstructing that plane, or
I guess it does say incomplete silvery ring, so maybe it was whole at some point, and now it's not.
And it could also just be, like a planet orbiting a sun changing seasons. It could be there are times where you're just further from that plane's influence, and therefore it's not as powerful. But but as far as like the plane of air, of course it's normal to you guys, but the scholars have theorized that there's something wrong. Something happened at some point too. There used to be dragons that were able to fly and dominate a world, and then something happened.
Yeah,
that caused them to not.
Yeah, we have the idea is that archaeologists have uncovered a thing, and it's like, as far as we can tell, this thing was used to do A. But that doesn't make sense because A is impossible or doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen Avalona as it was, like as it used to be. I got a vision of it.
Yeah, and wasn't it like you could see
it was like
something wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, I could see. I think I saw like the buildings that were there crumbling or something.
Yeah. I think we put that vision down somewhere.
Yeah, I am very interested in this whole planar thing.
Oh.
It does seem like maybe Obscurati does just end up winning this one, no matter what. But we can at least point them in the way we want them to win.
The problem I'm coming to is do any of these 5 major options matter if the process of the ritual nuke and paves everyone here and everything that is?
Well,
so
that's
the idea is how okay are we with nuke and paving a world into a better state that we will never see?
Our time might be better spent finding a solution or presenting an option that retards their progress.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to find the best one.
Yeah.
Because at this point, our goal is still to stop it.
Yeah.
Unless we wind up changing sides. But who knows?
Well, it also the whole on the blowing up the world thing. They do. The Obscurati did put safeguards in place. That's why they're doing.
I'm sure the Druids did too.
Well,
got a point.
Not necessarily though. Maybe they didn't know that was going to happen the first time, but now we have evidence, and now that's why the safeguards were
Right, but we
built.
can't know that, so we're still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing hot potato with the world destruction button here.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can wrap up for now. We'll definitely get some more information next time.
This is so
Cool.
dope.
But yeah, thanks for joining us for this exciting adventure tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back next time while we hear from the different factions and see what their pitches are.
God,
Ooh.
yes. Please tell me there's gonna be bullet point presentation, like PowerPoint presentations.
I mean, this is
Chris.
definitely in my mind set up like just Obscurati Con.
No, this is Shark Tank.
But you've got presentations, you got demos, you got your we checked
At
it
3
all
p.m.
hotel.
in Hall X, I
Yeah.
am going to be holding my presentation.
Exactly.
It's why they needed the whole convention center, and we're only allowed in one of the wings.
This is ObCon.
It's ObCon.
ObCon 105 or 501. I mean, anyway.
Jesus.
Good night, everyone.
Oh my
Night.
God,
Night.
this is.